Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Girls Wars 2, sponsored by Hitbox and casted by Truesight TV. I'm your host, SB5, bringing you Duza Gaming Female up against hashtag No Sight for what should be a very, very exciting game. I haven't seen either of these teams yet and just got out of a cast with Reinessa, so forgive me if I seem a little tiny bit distracted. Yeah, anyways.
10 seconds remaining.
We are over on Truesight TV 2 on
Dire team pick.
Hitbox TV, of course.
Radiant team pick.
Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast today. And let's get into the draft. Viper picked up by No Sight. First pick. It's been a while since we've seen that one, and I gotta say, I'm not too happy with it. I'd rather not.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I have to do that one. Anyways, he's just not a very fun hero to watch. Not a very fun hero to play, but a very effective hero nonetheless. So they're going to look to kind of deathball and get an early game advantage and continue that advantage through the rest of the game. We'll see how they
10 seconds remaining.
decide to do that in the end.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Of course, Vengeful Spirit Dazzle coming out for Duza Gaming Female. Already looking like a minus armor strat. Wouldn't be too surprised to see that, seeing as minus armor strats are very common at this point. So it should be pretty exciting. Also, Queen of Pain and Medusa getting banned now. Of course, got to ban Medusa against Duza. Otherwise, you know, not going to have much to go on.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team back. Dire team pick.
I'm trying to see if I can find a Twitter for them. Gaming Female.
Radiant team pick.
Bam. There we go. Faceless Void, they're going to come up from them now. And that'll be a very interesting hero. A very good physical damage dealer to pair up with the armor reduction that's going to be coming out early on here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
It's going to be a Necrophos, though, coming up for No Sight, which will be, well, interesting indeed.
Radiant team pick.
Necro going to be able to take down some of these tankier heroes like the Slaughter. Interesting that they pick him up against Faceless Void, seeing as the backtrack could stop that burst from his ult. Excuse me. I'm a little hoarse here.
Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Now, Shadow Fiend and Death Prophet getting the bans out. Of course. Sorry, my solo casting is not exactly up to snuff today, for sure.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Anyways. Slardar will be very good here, though. Most of these heroes have relatively low armor. I'm not sure about Viper's armor values. Let me look that up real quick. Dota 2 wiki. Let's see. So, level 1 armor doesn't really matter that much. Is it 2? He gets up to about 14 armor at level 25. And assuming he builds some items, you could probably add about 5 or 6 to that. That's still not going to be too much. Lina being picked up by them now. That pure damage is going to be very effective against Viper, who has a lot of magic resistance. Anyway, and this will probably be the team's mid. So they want to run offlane Faceless Void, safe lane Slardar, and Lina in the offlane. And those heroes are going to be very protected by Dazzle and Vengeful Spirit. We're shaping up to be a blue strat, but,
10 seconds remaining.
ended up being changed around with Lina.
5 seconds remaining.
So that would be
Reserve time.
interesting for sure. And Wraith King gonna come up for no sight. So very heal-based strategy coming out for them. Should be interesting, excuse me. And we'll get into the game. 19 FPS. What the heck? Okay, now the Dota. Trying to keep an eye on Dota's FPS. I've had some weird stuff happening with FPS lately. I'm very sorry about that as well. Looks like we aren't quite ready to go for the teams yet. I have a disconnected player over on Duza. Hey, Harry. Appreciate it, man. And again, thank you to all the viewers who are coming out on both channels, not just Truesight TV 2. We're coming out to Truesight TV 1 as well. We really appreciate the support. Don't forget to hit us up at Truesight TV on Twitter. Find us at Truesight TV on YouTube and Truesight TV on Facebook as well. And also our main channel, Truesight TV and Truesight TV 2 on Twitch. And big shout out, of course, to Hitbox, Dota 2 Girls, GG Haven for sponsoring the tournament. We really, really appreciate that. It's quite a big deal. And we're just waiting on the game to get started here. Hope you guys are having a good day and everything. Reconnecting now. Okay, sounds good. Not having a co-caster, worst ever. Can't stand it. This is the worst. Okay, looks like we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. We have Brunette on the Necrophos. Astra will be on your Wraith King for no sight. We've got Banapunka, I think, on the Viper, headed off toward the mid lane. Meow Meow will be on the Witch Doctor, and Melancholy will be on your Bristlyback, of course. Over on the other side, for Duza female squad, we've got Jedi Panties on the Slardar, Rhea on the Vengeful Spirit, Tilla on the Dazzle, Abnormal on the Lena, and in the offlane, Alina Onage on the Faceless Void. Of course, I'm SP Revolution 5 for Truesight TV, covering the Girls Wars 2. Tournament. And let me just real quick log off of Steam. Sorry about that. Shouldn't have those random notifications coming up in the game. Not sure what's going on with FPS right now.
The battle begins.
Do what I can to fix it though. That should help some. It didn't. Anyways, overall in terms of draft, I really like Duza FMs. They've got a lot of minus armor, a lot of magic damage, a lot of physical damage as well. However, Viper's quite the force to mess with here. And he's not going to be easy to go against. That's for sure. So, Rhea, though, on the Vengeful Spirit, looking for a wraparound. But on the other hand, the aggressive tri-lane will move around here quite a bit.
Not for you.
Now we do have Witch Doctor up against his purple brother Dazzle here on opposite teams. Should be pretty interesting. Interestingly enough, though, Lena is actually winning this mid lane, which is quite surprising. She's rather low on health and only has 2 tangos against Viper, but we'll be able to pick up her bottle now, right? Yeah. Bought it out, and it's going to be coming on the courier in just a moment. Necro is sitting in the bot lane, already got his level 3 and going with a 1-1-1 skill build. I'm a little worried that this tri-lane isn't going to get very many levels for your Radiant team, but it'll give Necro lots of space to get those levels, and he'll be able to create space by just deleting heroes from the map. Meow Meow getting harassed out though, and they're running rather low on regen. I'm interested to see if Wraith King's going to pick up a point in Vampiric Aura or not, but he's not level 2 yet. The only person who is level 2 in this lane is the Bristleback, who confirms my suspicion that they will be going for kills, as he's going to pick up a Viscous Nasal Goo point, which normally you won't grab in the off lane if you're not looking for kills, so.
Haste
everything but judgment.
And Wraith Team picking up a haste rune. This could be their opportunity here as they're going to move up toward the mid lane. And he has enough for their stun. He is going to use it as the cask stops bouncing. They will have a heal come out, though. Dazzle, only level 2. They do secure First Blood, giving him that level 2. And now he has a Grave available just in case. Jedi Pansies, he gets the Grave. They're going to Magic Stick him up. And Wraith King already headed back up here, but a little late. Melancholy, she is sitting on no mana, practically. Does have the Ring of Aquila, or Basilius, excuse me, but that'll only do so much. Now, Rhea is going to get stunned up here. Nothing to come of it. Duza sitting on 1 kill. Lena's still dominating this mid lane, surprisingly enough. Viper only sitting on 11 last hits. And he'll be picking up a Ring of Basilius and a Ring of Regen. Are those Tranquils? Surely not. A little confused there. I'm assuming we're going to see him go into mech. It's not looking like a great game for him. Duza FM will have the Venge disconnect, so we're going to be waiting just a moment here. And they're not ready just yet, so. Just waiting on the players to be ready to resume. Sorry for the lackluster casting at the moment. Just, I mean, there's not much we can do if the players aren't ready, of course. So. Okay, looks like we are ready to go. So, moving back into the game, remember it is 1-0 for Duza over No Sight. How is this bot lane faring? It looks like Void is level 4. He's got himself 10 last hits. Necro, on the other hand, sitting at 17 and a level above the Void. So, zoning him out pretty efficiently here. He's out of regen, which means this Necrolite Heartstopper R is going to become a very serious problem very soon. And he's actually putting it at level 2. So, Go ahead and leveling that up. Usually you want to see a build centered around your Death Pulse, but if you're just laning, you're not having much mana to spam with Death Pulse yet, you might as well go ahead and put a point in Heartstopper Aura to be able to zone people out more efficiently. That's going to keep Void out of XP range a bit. He's up to level 5 now, so still getting those levels, but definitely not getting the last hits, because if he moves in, he's going to be under heavy harass. Now, Melancholy is going to be in a bit of trouble. We'll actually be okay, though, it looks like. And up top, this tri-lane is working okay. Let's take an overall look at hero levels. Yeah, they're staying even with the enemy team, and actually maybe a little ahead, but actually Jedi Pandy's going to get stunned up now. Melancholy gets armor reduce, is dropping kind of low, but will turn his back and try to get away. Jedi Pandy should be going down here. We'll take down the Bristleback in return, though. It is enough, though, with the extra damage from Sprint. There's a heal burst coming out from Brunette, and Rhea could be in trouble. There is an ult available from the Necro. Probably will be used here to bring him on down. Necro taking Venge down and sending her to the grave for 60 seconds. Wraith King going down on the other side, though. Doesn't have an ult yet. But Brunette now with a double kill. And lots of regen coming through. Abnormal with the Laguna Blade through. And we'll be able to bring down the Witch Doctor in exchange. And it's an all-out bloodbath here on the top lane. Brunette gets stunned up with a Slithering Crush. There's a stun coming out, but won't connect on anything. Just a zoning stun to keep Jedi Panty safe. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Viper finally given some room to farm here. It will be a Wraithband recipe, a headdress recipe, and brown boots come out, so he is going to be moving into the mech very quickly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Finally, a little bit of
Coin for me.
action coming through.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, Faceless 40 is going to pick up a Morbid Mask, which is going to help him a bit against Necro. Surprisingly, though, he's already being zoned out, despite the fact there's nobody nearby. The sun comes out from Lena, doesn't have a Laguna Blade for 10 seconds, and doesn't have the mana despite that. And now the Haste Rune on the Necro. He's actually trying to juke her around a bit. May run into Faceless Void, though, who does have a Chrono available. Doesn't have solo kill potential within the Chrono, though, without that Mask of Madness or even Treads picked up at this point in the game. 7 minutes in with the Morbid Mask, though. Not too bad. I'm assuming we'll see him go straight for the Mask of Madness and then pick up Treads. Definitely going for the Time Walk focus build for that extra ranged.
Dire's middle tower
We'll be
is
just
under
fine.
attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Void continuing to be harassed out. When Necro's in this lane, Void has a very tough time. Now, Wraith King will get himself a bounty rune here. Up against level slightly. He's still level 4. That last fight really was helping Duza get ahead, but actually No Sight are getting the better farm, it looks like, with the Necro basically free farming bottom. Viper doing okay mid, but not quite keeping up with Lena. And Slaughter are not having a great time up top. They're going to be fine. Actually, the stun coming out from Necro, they'll bring him down. He doesn't get that extra 30 seconds since Necro didn't actually secure the kill. Viper did so with an extra right click in there. But Viper picking up the buckler. He's now 300 from the mech. It's going to help him out significantly into the mid game. Soto, though, continuing to farm. Does that power treads up. Needs a Blink Dagger sometime soon. And Witch Doctor, on the other hand, with no boots at all. Support Wraith King at least sitting on boots. He's going to try to get his level 6 here mid a bit. Support's on the Dire side. Definitely doing much better at this point in terms of gold farm. Maybe not so much in terms of levels. Well, I say that. Vengeful Spirit is sitting level 5. Wraith King's almost there. But of course he's occupying a bit more space around the map. Kind of surprised he didn't stay in this mid lane long enough to get his level 5, but Stun coming out. Will bounce among the heroes a bit. It's being annoying, but not going to do enough to secure a kill just yet.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, just waiting on some action, and there we go. We've got to leap in from the Faceless Void. There is no ult up on Slardar, though, but not even needed. And this Doctor will secure the kill. Lina actually used the Laguna Blade out on Viper, and he's going to live with 100 health remaining. Very nicely done by her and him, but not enough to secure the kill either way. And seeing as that is a... Seeing as there's no scepter up on the Lina yet, we aren't going to see her with pure damage. So he does have that little bit of magic resistance. Well, I say that. He's actually got 3 points up in Corrosive Skin, and now he'll have the mecha up at 10 minutes. Not a bad timing. Would like to see Treads or Phase on him as well, but it's his prerogative. And actually, Slaughter is picking up a Shadow Amulet, so looking to go for a Shadow Blade here to gank more effectively. I actually saw this in a pub yesterday. Worked out pretty well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And there we go. Amplified damage coming out. Suns galore coming out, as well as a slow. Even if he sprints out of this, he'll just take more damage from it. But the Grave coming out as well. They get a Slithering Crush off on one, but not to Tilla. A stun on the back end. No heal available to come through, even though it was on cooldown up until then. Only level 2, and he'll be going down. Now 6-5 for No Sight. But in the meantime, Lina does manage to help take a tower mid, and that'll get her most of the way to the Yule's Scepter. Although they do lose 2 on the top lane, and about 800 gold going the way of No Sight as well. They're getting their ults up. Wraith King's still only level 5, Witch Doctor as well, but the core players do have their ults up, and those are very important. Same on the Dire side. Although, I do believe that the ults on the Radiant team are much more important than those on the Dire. These supports are less greedy in terms of levels, and don't need as much. Dazzle's ult is great, Ninja's ult is great, but it's not essential to your team fight like a Wraith King ult is. You guys give me just a second here. Sorry, I just had to plug something into charge over there. Now Meow Meow is going to be in some XP on the bot lane at least. And Brunette is sitting level 11, so can give up some XP to the allies and is going straight for the Ag Scepter. 400 to go on that, and that's going to be very effective. It'll kill off heroes at a relatively higher HP threshold. It'll add more respawn time, and or it won't add more respawn time, but it'll decrease the cooldown as well. And I think the decreased cooldown at levels 1 and 2 are what's most important, especially when you're rushing the Scepter that early.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Meanwhile, Lina will have the Yules, I'm assuming, coming out to her. Yep, is completely done. Did sell off the Null Talisman for that. We're going to stun off. Does have a Laguna Blade. It's not enough. The mech actually almost completely nullifies the Laguna Blade. And Rhea will be left here to fall to the enemy team as well. So they lose 2. They may get a tower off of this if there's no TPs. There's a TP coming in from Wraith King at the tier 2 right now. And one at the tier 1 from the Witch Doctor. And also the Necrolite. The tower will go down though. Cask bouncing, there will be a heal out. Jedi Panties is going to live, though, through the ult. And actually, Void with a beautiful 3-man Chronosphere, or should I say 3-woman Chronosphere, considering the tournament. Will make it out. He tries the TP, but Brunette manages to kill him off in the end, and we'll get quite a bit of regen off of it. Indeed, and that's going to finish up that Scepter as well. So it's still sitting level 11, but doing very well for himself. But that does secure Wraith King and Witch Doctor's level 6 in that fight, which I think is the most important thing for this team right now. They need those team fight ultimates. Actually, it gets Wraith King level 7 as well, which the armor, the lifesteal coming out from that is going to be very effective in keeping their team alive, along with the mech from Viper and the Necro heal spinning all over these fights. And there will now be a magic wand picked up by Necro as well. On the side of the Dire, though, we do have Mask of Madness and Shreds up on Void, Shadowblade and Shreds up on the Slardar. I'll admit this isn't my favorite pickup on Slardar. I feel like if you go for Shadowblade, you well, you just aren't going to be able to do that much, because you have to go in and stun and then do amplified damage. And since the damage is physical, you're getting so much more out of that amplified damage that you really want to have that up before you go in and stun. But assuming you get like a first hit bash, you should be fine. Now there is a stun on the Wraith King. He does have ultimate available. There is no ult for the Faceless Void, who will go out here. And oh dear, look at it go nowhere, as Onage, or Alina here, will get graved up and protect himself from the Necro ultimate, which is, keep in mind, on that reduced cooldown to stun off on the Viper. Wraith King will go down, slowing everybody in the fight. Rhea gonna fall now. Jedi Panties under fire as well. Laguna Blade, though, out on the Witch Doctor, as he's gonna fall in the back end of the fight. But now Lina, she's left alone, and she's probably gonna be going down. Yep, tries to TP out, but it's a little too late. 4 to fall for your Dire team, and only 1 to fall for No Sight, who are really starting to dominate this game now with a 6 or 7k gold lead. Same with XP.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We are going to have a Chrono coming out now. Catches 3, but not enough damage to take anyone down. And Onage, he's going to be forced to get graved here. We'll be backing up. And there shouldn't be enough damage to kill him off here. Actually, Wraith King going to go down instead. Swap out on the Bristleback, trying to keep him away from that Faceless Void, who is, well, trying to run away, but it may not make it out. We're going to time walk forward. Viper now on a mega kill streak as he picks up a 2nd kill onto the Dazzle here. And they will throw a Dragon Slave from Lina. And actually turn off the sound for the Bristleback. He'll get stunned up, but the back is not where you want to hit. Actually does secure the kill, but is going to be going down in return, and down for the count with the Necro ult. Now that she's down for 74 seconds. Just sit on the sideline and watch him for now.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Looks like we will have a co-caster in terms of Rupture. On one of the games this afternoon. Double damage did come up on Slaughter, but it looks like they're just going to be using that to farm a bit here. At least it was on Slaughter, right? No, it was Necro. My bad. Their voices sound a bit similar. There we go. Meanwhile, mid lane smoke coming out. And they're actually going to smoke and dodge each other completely. It's a bit awkward for both sides. I don't think any engagement's going to come out of this unless... They've still got about 10 seconds left on it. No, they're not going to catch anyone out yet. And now they're spotting them out. Both teams are, actually. So... Bit of an awkward engagement. Dazzle going to go for the invis. Never mind. He backs off. And it's very smart because there is a sentry out there and they just placed another. So... Necro will instead pick that up and actually look for an engagement here on the bot lane, possibly. Could be going either Maelstrom or BKB, although I'm assuming it's going to be BKB here. But actually, he'll take down Dazzle before the fight even starts, and Jedi Panties in a little bit of trouble. Does Shadowblade out? They take down the Vengeful Spirit as well, but Meow Meow, he's going to go down to the Lina on the back end of the fight. Void, or no, he actually lives somehow. And Lina on the run will get hit with the heal burst, and it's not enough. That's a 5-man white. Brunette getting 4 in the process. And could even be going for something like a Deso of his own to combat the... No, it's going to be BKB. Okay. I thought so. I just wanted to be sure. And again, no sight. Well, they're really dominating this game. It's doing well for them. It's not to say Duza can't make a comeback, but the problem is Slardar doesn't have that initiation. They're relying on Void for initiation, and if Void doesn't literally catch everyone in the Chronosphere for this team, things get really ugly really fast. Not to mention they're almost to about 700 from a Crimson Guard up on the Bristleback, which would just make their whole team a lot tankier. Viper even has a Sheep Stick at this point. So just going for the utility build and playing it very well. He'll also have a good mana pool to pop that mech with when he needs to.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, mid tower coming under fire here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they're going to be able to take it out pretty easily. They do have decent high ground defense here from Duza, but I see No Sight able to break the base if they can just get some uphill vision. And they're going ahead and trying to D-ward to protect against that, which is very smart at this point in the game. Looks like Bristleback going for a Blade Mount instead of that Crimson Guard, which I don't see why not at this point. Actually, nice disjoint there from the Shadowblade Slardar. There is a Radiant Sentry here, but couldn't quite catch him. As he will be able to get out of their vision. There's a Chrono off on 2, but Void gets Hexed, and there's the Witch Doctor ulti doing some damage. Onage will be able to get out. It looks like Jedi Panties is going to go ahead and go down. No buyback available because of Necro. And Onage coming out as Brunette is beyond godlike. Abnormal trying to find something, won't be able to find it. A triple kill for him, and it's going to be GG with No Sight taking the game up against Duza. Of course, some SP Revolution 5 for Truesight TV. Appreciate you guys viewing, and I'm sorry again for my kind of crappy casting on for this. Anyways, since I'm solo, it's tough. Anyways, appreciate your viewership. We'll be back with more games momentarily.